Did you know that there's a Lucario that can one-hit KO anything in the Pokemon trading card game? And it can power itself up with its awesome Roaring Resolve ability. It's never been a better time to play Lucario with all of those fighting weak Arceus V-Star decks running around. I'm stoked to show off my list, but before we get to it, I want to tell you about my new YouTube channel. So, I spend pretty much all day, every day, playing the Pokemon trading card game, but not all of that content makes its way onto my main channel here on Tricky Gym. In fact, most of it lives on the VOD channel, Tricky Gym VODs, which is a relatively new channel that has less than 3,000 subscribers. All of my countless misplays, funny losses, banter between matches, all that good stuff lives here on the Tricky Gym VODs YouTube channel. So make sure to head over to Tricky Gym VODs, the link will be in the description below, and subscribe if you like the content you watch here on Tricky Gym. Now, let's check out that Lucario deck. The idea of this deck is pretty simple, but very effective. We're going to pile as many fighting energy as possible onto Lucario, and then take big one-hit knockouts with Aura Sphere Volley. For 2 fighting energy, Aura Sphere Volley requires that you discard all fighting energy from your Lucario, and it does 10 damage plus 60 more damage for each energy you discarded. So if you discard 4 fighting energy, you're going to be doing 250 damage. With a Choice Belt, you're hitting the magic number 280 damage, which allows you to one-hit KO Pokemon V-Star. Lucario has the Roaring Resolve ability, which allows you to search your deck for a fighting energy and attach it to Lucario once during your turn. You do have to put 2 damage counters onto Lucario when you do that, but it doesn't really matter since Lucario is going to be getting knocked out every turn. And since your Lucario are getting knocked out every turn, Raihan works wonders in this deck. You can use Raihan to get an extra energy attached to your Lucario, so you can hit some big numbers with Aura Sphere Volley. Bibarel and Mew are both here to back up your Lucario and help you draw into recovery cards or, Ultra Balls, whatever you need to continue slugging away with your Lucario. Check out this deck in action and let me know what you think of Lucario in the comments below. Am I playing against the Rock deck? And I'm going second against the Rock deck? Dang it, bro. I cannot beat the Rock deck if I'm going second. I don't think. It seems all bad. I need them to somehow not attack next turn. They need to have the worst hand imaginable. We've got Bidoof. Alright, we're okay. We could make this work. Riolu. And another Bidoof. That seems good. We're going to boss up a Soul Rock to try and, slow him down a bit. And then we'll pass. If I can get the first knockout, I win. Easy as that. They just need to not go like Research 2 Psychic here. If they have to Cycle Draw, we're chilling. Marnie could be ugly. They need to not get a Psychic into the discard pile. Yeah, they ain't got it. Thank you, Polo Man and Balthazaro. Balthazaro and Polo Man. With those primers. Thank you. Well, I win now. Yeah, now they can't win. We gave them 2 turns. An absolute gift. All you needed to do was attack Lunatone deck. But now, you lose. Sick. We got Bibarel. We got Industrious Incisors. We've got another Lucas. Look at all these fellas ready to go. Who gonna stop me, huh? Nobody. You can't. We're all set up. Double Bibarel. Oh yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Quick ball away the Mew to get another Mew. And we'll bench it. Industrious Incisors for a few more cards. We don't need any of these. We'll Aura Sphere Volley for knockouts. And now that we've initiated the trade, my opponent should just lose the trade. I suspect that I can attack 6 times in a row. That's the hope anyways. Even if my opponent does something like Gustus Lucario, it just doesn't matter. There's not really any way for either of these decks to make a comeback against a single prize deck, as none of us are playing Slowbro, and Hand Disruption does nothing because this deck plays entirely off the board and my deck has double Bibarel. So disrupting the hand will literally do nothing to either of us. So the only way that a single prize deck could mount a comeback is if one of us misses a beat. And both of our decks are very consistent, so in theory, neither of us should miss a beat. In theory. I'll attach that energy and just research. We do find my other Lucario. I don't have my Ordinary Rod yet, which I will need eventually, but it's cool. I can Roaring Resolve. Get an extra energy. And then I think I'll save some of this stuff to use next turn, so we'll just Aura Sphere Volley for knockouts. And with the Air Balloon, I can promote Mew and use Mysterious Tail, which is super good, allowing me to look at the top 6 cards of my deck, can help me look for an Ordinary Rod. I don't even really need to find an Ordinary Rod off the Mysterious Tail because I can just Raihan and guarantee it, which is really nice. I'm not going to bother using the Pokestop because it feels like every time I use my opponent's Pokestop, something bad happens. Yeah, it's bait. It's glowing, so it's really tempting to click. You're like, oh, I can do that. No, you ought not to. I've been burned so many times where it's like, oh, this will be fine so long as I don't discard that one card. And it's always that one card. Always. So we'll promote Mew, and we top deck another Raihan, which is fantastic. I'm saying all this, but God, I really want to click the Pokestop. Look, it's glowing. It's green. I should click it. I know. I should just click the Pokestop. Right? All right, let's check my deck real quick. Evolution Incense. Yeah, there's one more Lucario. There's 3 Ordinary Rod in the deck. Is there any... I don't even think there's anything bad I can discard. Yeah, we're clicking the Pokestop for sure. We'll Mysterious Tail. And we actually find the Rod. So there's no reason... There's no reason to click the Pokestop, guys. There's no reason, but I want to. So we did it anyway. Cool. Now I can Rod. We're going to do both. We're going to shuffle back in these guys. And then those guys. And we can Ultra Ball away both Battle VIP Pass to go get another Riolu. And then for my supporter for turn, we'll Raihan to Riolu and go get my other Riolu, which is a sick, nasty play. That's what I'm talking about right there. Then I can retreat into this guy, and we've got the whole gang set up. Aura Sphere Volley for knockouts. And we're chilling. We find research. At this point, there's no reason to play Professor's Research. I've only got so many cards left in my deck. We're basically going to continue to use Raihan every turn so that we can just handpick whatever cards we want out of our deck. and continue this trade. We've got our backup Lucario right now. There's 2 more rods in the deck. There's a reason we play 3 rods in here. It's because you need a lot of recovery in this deck. Your Pokemon are getting knocked out every single turn, and your energy is getting destroyed every turn. All right, we'll Ordinary Rod. I need to be able to attack 3 more times. So let's Mysterious Tail first before we Ordinary Rod. We find Quick Ball, which is cool. Then I guess I should have theoretically used Roaring Resolve first. Yeah. To thin my deck 1 is cool. Let's do that. We'll Energy Recycler. Let's put those energy back into the deck. And then we'll Ordinary Rod and do both. And we'll put in this guy and this guy. Cool. I am going to need to put 1 more Lucario into my deck. So that's fine. We'll Roaring Resolve. Like I said, there is 1 more rod in here, so that should not be an issue. And then we'll Quick Ball away Research to go get my other Riolu. And we'll Industrious Incisors for 2. We find our other Lucario, which is awesome, and can use Roaring Resolve to thin the deck again. And then we can Industrious Incisors for 1. We find Quick Ball, which doesn't matter. So we'll retreat into Lucario. And Aura Sphere Volley for the knockouts. I just have to attack 3 more times, really pushing the limits of my deck here. But as I said before, Raihan will just allow me to go get exactly the card I need out of my deck. So next turn, in order to set up checkmates, I need to Raihan and go get my other rod. And I need to put the last Lucario back into the deck. So that's what we're doing right here. We'll promote Mew. We find Training Court, which is cool. I'll Mysterious Tail first. And we find the last rod, which is exactly what I needed. So we'll Rod, and we will put just the Pokemon back into the deck. And we want 2 Lucarios. We'll bench this fella. We'll Raihan to this fella to go get this guy. And there should be nothing sneaky going on my opponent's side of the board. I actually want to keep that Pokestop there. Could help me find a game-winning Air Balloon if I need it or something, which is totally fine. And then we'll retreat into Lucario and use Aura Sphere Volley again, setting up what should be checkmates since I have all the options I need on board or in deck. And that is a very satisfying win against the Lunatone Soul Rock deck. If they try to stall my Bibarel, like that could be a win condition of theirs if I deck out, which is why I kept the Pokestop here so that I can just go get the final Air Balloon in my deck. I also have plenty of energy, so if they don't take this knockout, I can just attach to my Bibarel and retreat it. But we should be, we should be chilling. Let's Pal Pad back in, double research, and I should be able to guarantee draw out my entire deck. So we're going to do that. Industrious Incisors, fill the hand to 5. We find the research, which we can use to draw the deck out. And there's my Air Balloon. And we simply retreat into Lucas and Aura Sphere Volley for GG's. 160 damage. Game, set, and match. Let's go, Lucario. Okay. This is why we play the Mew. Hopefully we can Mysterious Tail into a Battle VIP Pass. Looks like I'm playing against an Arceus Inteleon deck. I think that this is a pretty good matchup. I do really want to find a Battle VIP Pass off of this Mysterious Tail. So I'm going to thin my deck one card. We'll Mysterious Tail, and we find the Battle VIP Pass, which is perfect. We can use that to search out a Riolu and another Riolu. That's all we really want. Double Riolu turn one. Then we can attach to the Riolu and pass to my opponent. Now we're threatening a turn 2 one-hit knockout on Arceus V. We're forcing my opponent to have to find the Dunsparce, or else they're going to have a bad time. Most Arceus Inteleon decks are not even playing Dunsparce right now, which means that this matchup is going to be pretty easy for us, as all I have to do is just knock out Arceus 3 times, and we win. We find the Bidoof there. We got this fella. And then let's just research. Unfortunate getting rid of an Ordinary Rod like that, but it's fine. We've got this guy. I can attach, and we can Roaring Resolve and just take the knockout. So that's quite good. I can Quick Ball away the Battle VIP Pass to go get another Riolu. Just start setting those up. And I don't really want to... we can Roaring Resolve. I guess I don't want to commit this energy until I find out what I find off Mysterious Tail. So we'll do that. Because if I find the Air Balloon, then I'll commit the energy elsewhere. Which is, you know, why I did the ordering that way. Because now I can attach this energy to Riolu, and I can Roaring Resolve here. And now we're in a strong position, a really strong position. We don't want to double load a Lucario, because if we put both those energies on this Lucario, then my opponent could just gust it up and knock it out, and we don't want that. So we're going to diversify our energy attachments and then Aura Sphere Volley for 260 damage turn 2 and take the knockouts and our 2 prizes. We've got a super solid board now with Choice Belt in the hand. If I can get 4 energy onto a Lucario, I can do 280 damage. So even if my opponent does have a Dunsparce, I can still take that one-hit KO. Going to be a little bit more difficult if my opponent has Dunsparce and the Big Charm. But like I said, this is a great meta call right now, because a lot of Arceus decks are not playing Dunsparce because there aren't any respected fighting decks in the metagame. So you can really take advantage of that and cop some pretty easy wins, as we're going to see right here. My opponent trying to just do everything they can to buff up the size of their Arceus double Big Charm, but they don't have the Dunsparce. So this Arceus is going to be going down. All I need to do is, yeah, just 2 energy on a Lucario with a Choice Belt. Should be it, right? Because 2 energy is 130, 160, 320. Yes. So we literally just have knockouts on board, and I would not be surprised if my opponent scoops it up after they see this absolutely stellar board state that I've got cooked up over here. We can do that. I can Mysterious Tail first, and we'll actually get the Battle VIP Pass so that I can quick ball it away. That's really all I'm looking for. We'll Ordinary Rod. We'll do both. We're going to send back in each of these, and then we're going to send back in 2 of those. And you can see how easily this deck can snowball into something that is very difficult for a V-Star reliant deck to take down, especially with Arceuses in it, which are weak to fighting. So really smooth sailing right now. And we'll Industrious Incisors for 2. See what else we find. Energy Recycler and a Choice Belt. We should be good to go. We'll just Aura Sphere Volley for 320 damage to take the knockouts and force my opponents to Gust this Lucario. But even if they boss this Lucario, I've got a Choice Belt energy in hand. It doesn't matter. Right. GG's. That's it. Looks like I'm playing against Turbo Dark, which should be a good matchup for us. They do have Galarian Moltres as a potential single prize attacker, but only for the back half of the game. And they are a quick and aggressive deck, but they do play lots of 2-prize Pokemon, which I should be able to capitalize on with my Lucarios. So that's the hope. The double energy on Moltres turn 1 going first. Pretty strong, though. And then they've got Dark Assets to fill their hand to 6. And they'll probably try to get an energy attached to their Darkrai V. Don't know what's taking this Dark Asset so long, but we'll be patient. Somebody's computer is having some issues. That, or maybe they accidentally clicked no. That would be most unfortunate. Nope, there they go. 6 new cards. Dark Energy on the Darkrai, and a Quick Ball can get them maybe a Galarian Moltres or something. A Galarian Moltres V. Yup. And if they can get some Darkness Energy in the discard pile, they can start using Dire Flame Wings to get some extra Darkness Energy into play. But they just pass. We find our Mew, Bidoof, Quick Ball away Lucario. We'll go get a Riolu. Attach an energy to Manaphy and research. We just want to get as many basic Pokemon in play as we can. And as you can see, we actually find some good cards. So we're kind of chilling. But I will retreat into, well, I actually kind of don't want to retreat, because I just want this Air Balloon to be able to go onto the Mew next turn. I want my opponent to knock out the Manaphy. So I'm okay with this. We'll Quick Ball away a Boss's Orders, and I think we're just going to go get another Riolu, and then we'll pass. And we definitely want this Manaphy to get knocked out so that it clears up a bench space for us, and we'll kind of have the perfect board state. They research, so no Gust, which is ideal. They could find Escape Rope, which would be annoying. I'd have to send up a Riolu, and then probably have to live the entire game with this Manaphy on my bench, and I really don't want it on my bench in this matchup. The only reason I started it was so that if I needed to, I could retreat into Mew for the Mysterious Tail ability to try and find more Riolu, but we were able to fill up our bench completely without that. So we're kind of chilling. They're getting more energy into play. Darkrai's 270 hit points, not weak to fighting. So gonna put some stress on us to be able to piece together the stuff we need in order to take knockouts. Let's Raihan the energy to Riolu, and we can just go get the Lucario and then Ultra Ball away both of those and go get Bibarel and just start churning through the deck. We'll Roaring Resolve. I haven't attached for turn yet, but yeah, that's fine. We'll Roaring Resolve. Thin the deck a little bit. Industrious Incisors, and then we have Mysterious Tail too. We find a Bidoof, which is really good, and this Ultra Ball is also quite good because I can get a Lucario and start accelerating more energy into play. And we can Mysterious Tail, but only after I Roaring Resolve, so we'll do that. And then Mysterious Tail really wants an Evolution Incense, so we'll use Evolution Incense to get a third Lucario, and then Roaring Resolve that one. And we're going to swing into this Darkrai for 130 damage, which is decent. We've got a little bit of time, but we are fully set up and in a pretty good spot. The Crobats will be an easy knockout at the end of the game. Since it is weak to fighting, we only need 2 energy in order to do what we need to do. I've got 2 Boss's Orders in the discard pile, but I do have a Pal Pad in the deck, and with both Beavers getting set up, we'll have a lot of draw power combined with Mysterious Tail. So we should have some access to Boss's Orders towards the end of the game, which will help us to take out the Crobats and potentially the Galarian Moltres, as the Galarian Moltres has only got 220 hit points, so that's pretty easy for us to take care of also. Temple of Sinnoh does not affect us at all, so I'm okay with that. And we'll see if they switch into a new Darkrai. If they switch into a new Darkrai, I can still take the knockout in 1 hit. I just would have to find Raihan to get an extra energy into play. Unfortunately, I did miss the attachment for last turn. It looks like my opponent's actually going to target down Bibarel, which I'm okay with, because that means that I'll be able to charge more energy into play with my Lucarios, and I do have a backup Bibarel right here. But you got to respect my opponent for going for it, since I do just have a 1-card hand. That could have completely ruined my board states. We have to do 140, which means we need 2 and a Choice Belt. So we'll Roaring Resolve to thin our deck, since I already have attachment for turn. We're going to Roaring Resolve 3 times, and these Lucario are going to be really scary to deal with, right? Because, I mean, look at this board state. That's nuts. I'm pretty confident we can find a Choice Belt so that I don't need to... Yeah, we'll find a Choice Belt for sure. Yeah, we got Raihan. So, like, it's Choice Belt or Raihan would have done it. So let's Mysterious Tail, and off the Mysterious Tail, we find Ordinary Rod, which is fine. We can grab that. And then we've got Training Court. So let's Raihan to one of these Lucario, and then go get Choice Belt out of the deck. And you can see how frightening this board is, right? Because, like, bro, These Lucarios are coming for you. No matter what you promote, I'm knocking them out, brother. So we'll take our 2 prizes, and I'm really liking this spot that we're in. Thank you, Aaron Wolf, for the Prime sub and the 29 months. Even if my opponent gusts this Lucario with the 3 energy, that's like the best play they can make. Or just take a knockout with Galarian Moltres, that's fine. It's kind of annoying since they have all 2 prize Pokemon, and then if they force me into an odd prize, that basically sets me back 1 turn. But they decide not to go in with the Moltres, which is better for me. Because then I can 1-hit KO Darkrai, Gust Crobat for game, and that's it. That's the smoothest path to victory for us, and exactly what we want. They do have Gust on my Lucario, so they've gone boss these last 2 turns. It's about as good as they can hope for. But I do have guaranteed knockouts. Well, not guaranteed. But now it's guaranteed. We have guaranteed return knockout with this Lucario. So we'll bench Riolu, and we've got options. Let's... Trying to figure out if we want to... I think I'm a little low on energy index, 7, 8, 9. I don't want to take any chances, so I am going to Rod first. But since Rod kind of makes my deck... Rod makes my deck diluted, I'm going to Mysterious Tail before I do any of that. So off of that, we are able to find the Battle VIP Pass, which is fine because I can just quick ball that away, which seems cool. So we're fine with that. We will Ordinary Rod, and we're going to do both. Let's put back in these fellas and these fellas. Then we will Roaring Resolve to get a fighting out of the deck onto Lucario. And there was no fighting in my deck, so I'm glad I made that call. And then we'll Training Court, get the fighting out of the discard pile straight to my hands. Attach Choice Belt, so we're doing 280 damage there. Then I'm going to Energy Recycler and put these 4 energy back into my deck. Quick ball away this Battle VIP Pass to go get another Riolu. Air Balloon here. And I'm going to research. I don't want to discard anything bad off of that research. So didn't use Industrious Incisors beforehand. Should have used Roaring Resolve beforehand, but that's okay. We should still have a fighting energy in there, right? Well, not a lot, but that's okay. We've got Ordinary Rod and Ultra Ball in our hands, so if worse comes to worse, we can just do that. Let's Ultra Ball. I do want to draw a little bit, because all I will need is boss for game. So I'm okay with Ultra Balling for this Lucario, and using Ordinary Rod to just put the basic energy back into the deck. And we just want to try and find boss. So we're going to dig a little bit. So we don't find it. That's okay. Promote this guy, and we Aura Sphere Volley for 280 damage. And we take the 1-hit knockouts. Boss wins us the game. My opponent will presumably go up with Galarian Moltres this turn, so that they don't instantly lose. Which is still fine, because they can go knockout here, go to 2 prizes. I can go knockout on Moltres, and then knock out anything on their board for the final 1-hit KO. Which is cool. There's no way for them to take double prizes. So we're doing all right. Ain't no Guzzlord in standard formats, you know what I'm saying? But Fiery Wrath is doing quite a bit of damage. 220 damage. They take the knockouts. With Raihan, I can set up checkmate, so I'm not really concerned about having to win. We should be cool. Let's guarantee our win con, though. So Roaring Resolve. And there's not a lot of energy left in my deck, but there is one more rod, so that's fine. Then we can Roaring Resolve here. Then we can attach to Riolu. Mysterious Tail. And I can basically just put the bosses back into my deck to make sure that I have it. I mean, Raihans are equally powerful. We could end the game with a big one-hit KO. Now let's get the bosses back in. It's more responsible. Just guarantee the win. And then we'll Raihan to a Lucario. Go get a quick ball, just thin our deck. Make sure we've only got good stuff left. Yep, literally just some boss's orders, that's it. So we'll retreat into Lucario. I can Industrious Incisors. There's our boss for next turn, and we'll Aura Sphere Volley for 130 damage. We've got checkmate set up because I've got 2 Lucario, and all I need to do is Gust Crobat to win. So we're in a great spot. We've got board state stability with both Mew and Bibarel set up. The only way they could win is if they did quadruple headbutt tantrum or something like that, but a lot of lists aren't even playing Galarian Zigzagoon, so let alone 4 scoop up nets. We've got a boss in hand and a boss at the bottom of the deck, so I know that I cannot get Marnied out of the win. Now, it would have been exciting to end the game with a big Aura Sphere Volley on Darkrai for 280 damage, but I couldn't say with certainty that they don't play Big Charm, and if they put a Big Charm, they could have put me out of range, so we just didn't want to do that. Instead, just leaving the boss's orders there is the best way for us to win this one. And sure enough, here we go. Since my opponent does not gust, I can win the game with a gigantic Aura Sphere Volley. Roaring Resolve. There's actually nothing. Dang it. Alright, I have to boss. Crobats. Aura Sphere Volley. And that's GG's. 440 damage. Lucario taking the fat dub. That about wraps it up for the Lucario deck. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/TrickyJim, where I stream live Pokemon trading card game content just like the stuff you watched here every weekday. If you're not super into Twitch, don't worry. I've got a new YouTube channel, Tricky Jim VODs, where I upload all of my Twitch streams in their entirety. The link will be in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Y'all have a good one. See ya.